Today is a great celebration. This is the third Intrepid Spirit Center we're opening. Other two have opened in different locations, and that's a major, major step in our program. We ultimately want to build 9 of these centers at military bases around the country. So we're a third of the way there. This is a great step, helping all the men and women here in Fort Campbell in this community. It's a very, very, very special day for us. It's a great success in that way.
Just when you walk in, it has an impact on you. Just the absolute quality, the design, the structure of it says you're important and we care about you. So the first message they get is they are being cared for. So the beauty is very important. The other thing it does is it gives them hope. It lets them know that, man, right here in my neighborhood I have state-of-the-art care, both in facilities but in techniques. And that's very reassuring to soldiers and especially to families who really don't know what happens next. They're afraid of what maybe their soldier has become or what has happened to them in combat and have no idea how to get out of that. The commonest thing we hear is, that's not the soldier I sent, or my husband is different, he has changed. So what we try to do is get that back to ground for them, give them hope and give them direction for recovery.
We have a lot of soldiers get injured in training to go to combat, as we train them for the rigors of combat. Or coming back from combat, they can re-injure something, having been in a combat zone for 12 months, carrying about 100 pounds of weight. And so it is a total cumulative effect of the wars of Iraq, Afghanistan. So the treatment on the battlefield is the best we've ever had in terms of saving lives. But the real battlefield for our wounded, ill, and injured is back here, recovering. And many of these wounds are not going to go away for these soldiers, and, especially if it's an amputation, or, as I remind people, you can see the physical wounds, but if it was strong enough to blow a leg off or take an arm, it was also strong enough to cause a concussion or some type of TBI. And you know, 13 years of war with multiple rotations, some of these soldiers are on their 3rd or 4th rotations when we start seeing the manifestation of PTS and mild traumatic brain injury. So the battlefield comes back here to the continental United States at the post camps and stations. And that's why we're building the Intrepid Spirits out where the post camps and stations are, because that's where the troops are. And through the help of Dr. Thomas and Lieutenant General Horoho, who's the Surgeon General, we came up with a basing plan to where the majority of the troops returning back, or the majority of the posts where they have troops have had 3 and 4 or 5 combat tours, as well as taking care of their families that are having to deal with these things. So yeah, we've got the best medical care on the battlefield, but it can't stop there.
I've been stationed here for 5 years. I consider this my second home. I love it here. I had friends support here. I have my NCOs and my chain of command support, and I think that's what helped me a lot here. Is that they understood what I was going through. They let me do my appointments. They helped me whatever I needed to help with. They understood that, you know, at the time of my injuries, maybe he can't handle this task at this time because of his injuries. But as soon as I got better, I got to continue on with my regular duties.
Combat is always the greatest catalyst for medical innovation. So what you're seeing here is some very smart people addressing the injuries. And it really is, we have developed really the finest trauma care system, vertically integrated trauma care system we've ever seen anywhere. So from that point of injury back to this continuum of care, as General Cody mentioned, it's not just the initial resuscitation and care that you provide these wounded, ill, and injured. It's that continuity that you have, that chain of care, that chain of compassionate care that continues with them. So the NICO was a great idea, was stood up. It is in Washington, D.C., as you know. But as he mentioned just a moment ago, the troops are here. So having the troops come to D.C., it's really a hardship for them for a prolonged period of time because they have families too. And so if we can make a hub and spoke concept of putting that care out to where the soldiers work and live with their families, it's much more therapeutic environment for them to be in.
So thanks to the vision, the dedication, the energy of Mr. Fisher and the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, and the unparalleled generosity of the American people, we now stand before this structure.
It ain't over. We hereby dedicate the Intrepid Spirit Center at Fort Campbell.